Good day, everyone, and welcome to another episode of hashtag Wat gaan ons doen. This is episode 23, and with the dramatic increase in numbers in our infections and our death rates, I thought it just pertinent to speak on the severity of COVID-19. As it stands right now, today, the 28th of June, we have 43 more deaths. We have 6,334 new cases. We have 38,075 tests that were done nationally. And we have 1,831 new recoveries. That is the national numbers. We are suffering from COVID fatigue. This is something we've never been before. We have never had lockdown. We have never, this is something the world over. So we are suffering fatigue. So we are seeing people that are going lax on wearing masks, on washing hands, on the physical distancing. People are letting things slip. As the Department of Health has indicated, with the implementation of level 3, you had people coming back from areas back into high density areas like the Eastern Cape and Gauteng, and that's why these numbers have increased. So this places an even greater responsibility on all of us to, even now, while we expected the numbers to increase, for us to shake off the fatigue and actually just step up our distancing, our wearing of masks, and our washing of hands. People are dying. More and more we hear that there are no more ICU beds available. There are no more beds available in hospitals. We have limited beds available in the new field hospitals that have been set up, because as the numbers that I've just read out, this is spreading. On the other hand, you have people that are saying, but the death rate is less than 2%. So we have a 98% chance of recovery. The fact of the matter is we have all of the comorbidities that there has been preached about: hypertension, high blood pressure, HIV, TB. We have all of those. So while lockdown definitely helped to restrict or to prevent a lot higher increase, we can't go slack now. We have to ensure that we keep everybody else safe. So hashtag wat gaan ons doen? What is our responsibility? Our schools have become spaces where it could be the safest place to be, because they have been deep cleaned, they have been cleaned. But on the other hand, we have our parents and people in our community that are saying, no, we should close the schools. Our schools are also a place where our kids need to go to, because our parents are going back to work. So kids can't be left alone at home, left to wander the streets, because we know of all the evils that are lurking out there. Our churches, luckily, we cannot gather there yet. But I think this is a call to all of our churches and our religious organizations to step forward and say, how do we assist? How do we assist our schools? How do we assist our frontline staff? How do we support them? Because whilst we are fatigued by COVID-19, spare a thought for our frontline medical personnel, those guys that cannot afford to be sick, but they are getting sick. So how do we go out to support them? So, hashtag, wat gaan ons doen? If you don't need to go out, if you can work from home, please work from home. We all have a responsibility to educate, to tell people that come to my house, I don't want any visitors. Please go home. Too often we're still seeing braais and still seeing people that are gathering for parties, and then they tell you, no, but it's only 10 people, it's only 15 people, it's only 20 people. I saw visuals of funerals, and there was definitely more than 50 people there. And then we say, no, but it's our culture, it's our tradition, we have to have a big funeral. And then you come back as positive. And while you might not get sick, you will definitely give it to somebody that might have all the comorbidities that would lead to that person's death. We have a responsibility to ensure everybody else remains safe. COVID-19 kills. And it's our responsibility to step up, shrug off the fatigue of COVID-19, shrug off the statistics that we throw around and say, the schools must be closed and let's close everything off, and but why my rights are being infringed? I don't want to wear a mask. I have the right to have a braai, and I have a right to walk into a shop without a mask, and I have all sorts of rights. But if you really think about it, the moral issue, we all have a moral obligation to save somebody else's life, including your own. So if you don't care about anyone else, some of us actually do care. And my plea to those guys out there is,